Hey y'all, did you miss me? Did you miss me? Cause I missed you. You know what? I kind of sounded like Pennywise there for a second. Anyways, hi y'all, welcome back. How's everybody doing? We're in the new year. We're in the new year, and Jackie Yaps a Lot is back. Back with a fresh season, y'all, and a new lip ring. Shoot, you know it looks cute. You know it looks cute. So, I'm back. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. This is going to be a dope season, y'all. A dope fucking season. All right, let me drop my disclaimer, y'all. If you don't remember from last year, if you're new to the show, I cuss a lot. I'm going to say shit the way it is. I ain't going to sugarcoat nothing. If you get easily hurt, if your feelings are going to get hurt, especially if you white, you might want to tune out. Okay? But what I will say, and what I always say, is I always recommend that you stay because it's once you pass through that discomfort that change happens. All right? And I'm here to educate. I'm here to talk about politics. I'm here for it all. And this is a black scented show, y'all. You understand? Black scented. It's all my opinion. I have a right to my opinion. And this is all my opinion. Okay? You understand? All right. So, first up, right? New time for the show. I wanted to do a weekend in hopes that more people would have the opportunity to tune in. You understand? So, the new time for Jackie Yaps a Lot will be every Saturday at 3 p.m. EST live on Cultureflix. Okay? Then what I'm doing is there ain't gonna be no delays. Tomorrow, Sunday at 9 a.m. EST, this episode will be on YouTube. So if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube, that's disappointed because that was my homework. Okay, if you're new, you get a little bit of a pass. But go over to YouTube, Jackie Yaps a Lot, subscribe, watch the shows, like I said last year, I want Jackie Yaps a Lot to be the biggest thing on YouTube. My voice is needed. You understand? I'm bringing racial realness. You understand? I am what white supremacy fears. You understand? So help me get the word out there about my show, y'all. Okay. Also, your girl has made some pretty big moves this year. Okay. All will be revealed. All will be revealed. But understand, and you can probably see, I got a little bit of a different look right now behind me, right? So stay tuned for more on that. My boy Samuel will be providing his poetry again. I do not got anything tonight because he's working on some more pieces for y'all, but I will be bringing him back soon. You understand? The other thing I want to do this year is I want to bring on guests. All right. I want to bring on guests. I want to have some real conversations and shit like that. All right. All right. So, I always kick it off with the news and I don't even know where the fucking start, right? Because I bounced in December, right? And now I'm back. We're in mid-January, right? And the fucking country is just, I mean, it was already garbage, but now it's like garbage on fire. You feel me? I don't even know, like I said, I don't even know where to start. Like, should I start with the Epstein files, right? Should I start with the Epstein files and how they only released like less than 1% of them? And did you hear in the Epstein files that motherfucker Trump, he allegedly killed a baby? Puppies? I mean, this motherfucker is grotesque. Is grotesque. All right? So what I always say on my social media accounts is make sure you're still talking about the Epstein files and don't be those stupid people that need to be like, oh, well, this is a distraction, so I'm going to talk about this, but I can't talk about. You can talk about both. You can multitask, I promise. Okay? You can multitask. Keep the pressure on. All right? Keep the pressure on. It's important for those survivors, right, to receive the justice that they deserve. You understand? All right. So next up, you know what? I'm going to talk about the bombing in Venezuela, y'all. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, what the fuck was that? And you know what pisses me off about this shit is we know that motherfucker broke a law. I mean, that's all he does is break laws, but there's never any repercussions. And what do the Democrats do? What do they do? What do these Congress people do? They take to the fucking social media. Ugh. Like, we don't need to know, right? That everything he did was wrong. We know that. We know it was illegal. We need you all to do something, but they don't. But they don't. And that shit is infuriating. You understand? So what Trump is doing is engineering a regime change to the opposition government in Venezuela for the purpose of gaining access to Venezuela's vast oil reserves. All right? And to further back that up, I don't know if y'all heard, but Trump shifted 500 million from Venezuela's oil money into a bank in Qatar. Okay? And then in banks in other countries. You understand? And the news outlets ain't reporting on this shit. Why? Because they're bought and paid for by this white supremacy system that is in full fucking fledged mode right now. You understand? So they're not talking about this shit. But you can see everything that this motherfucker does is strategic to benefit whom? Himself and his goons. But if you look to history, U.S. engineered regime changes have never worked, y'all. Never. Okay? This is going to be disastrous for Venezuela and for the citizens there. Innocent citizens, innocent civilians that didn't do shit, but woke up to a bomb being dropped on them, to bombs being dropped on them, y'all. Right? And what pissed me off about this is when I was on social media, people, Venezuela's a distraction, Venezuela's a distraction. It's like, these are fucking lost lives, y'all. Like, these are lost lives. That's what I was saying in the beginning, right? When I was talking about the Epstein files, you can talk about two things. You can talk about Venezuela, and you can also talk about the Epstein files. It has to have to be one or the other. You understand? Like, these are humans. You understand? Humans. So that happened, for fuck's sake. And there's like so much more that has happened since December. But I got to stay and I got to focus on a few things because I have, as you know, I get so overzealous with what I plan to talk about, and I don't want to run out of time. So I am going to pivot now to Keith Porter. Okay? Our brother, Keith Porter, who was murdered by an off-duty ICE agent on New Year's Eve. You understand? So here's the thing. Keith Porter was murdered on New Year's Eve. Renee Good was recently murdered. Who we hearing about the most? Renee Good. Now, don't get it twisted. Her case also deserves attention. You understand? Right? Jonathan Ross murdered her. Okay? That car did not fucking hit her. We all know, hit him. We all know what we saw. You understand? But what pisses me off is the amount of attention Renee is getting over Keith. Keith is in the shadows, and that shit ain't fucking cool. Renee Good is a white woman, so now we're hearing about it, right? Now we're hearing about it. But ICE had killed 32 people in 2025, y'all. Renee was not the first victim of ICE, but because she has the right skin color, y'all are freaking out about it, right? Now, here's the thing with Keith. The other thing that pisses me off is, I'm out there making sure that Keith's name is prevalent, that it's out there just as much as Renee, because again, you have, I gotta hear y'all, I hate that shit. You have Congress people up there with Renee's picture talking about Renee. Where's Keith? Right? All this fucking attention on Renee and bare minimum about Keith. So I'm growing on my social media. So it's my duty. It's my duty to make sure my community is represented. You understand that we're not forgotten about. You understand? So I'm talking about Keith. And what do I have people coming back, white people, of fucking course? What do they come back? Well, it wasn't on video. Oh, well, we don't know all the circumstances. The amount of mental gymnastics that white people are literally doing to make excuses to why Keith's story is not out there and is not bigger is wild. Because at the end of the day, it's fucking point blank, period, racism. He is a black man. That is why. You understand? That is why. And all that bullshit about he shot it. Bitch, everybody be shooting the guns in the air on New Year's Eve. You understand? Everybody be doing that shit. That does not give an off-duty ICE agent the right to execute somebody. You ever fucking hear of de-escalation? I mean, you do not. That shit pisses me the fuck off. And that's what I keep hearing. And now I just block people because I ain't gonna fucking argue with you. As soon as you say that, you are anti-black. As soon as you say that you ain't for me, you ain't for my people, then you got no business being in any of my communities, whether it's Substack, whether it's Threads, whether it's Instagram. Nah, I'm good. You understand? Keith's name needs to be on the forefront of everybody's mind and tongue, just as Renee. Do you understand? A couple of things about Keith that I want to touch upon. One is around his GoFundMe. There has been fraudulent GoFundMes. I fell victim to one. Okay. There was a fraudulent one, and then there's one by his father. But the money that his father is collecting apparently is not going to be going to Keith's daughters. It's going to be going to his father. So there's only one legitimate fundraiser, and I threw it out on Threads. Another prominent black activist, Keandria, she shared it. She spoke with the family. So it's out on my Threads. If you have the opportunity, if you have the money, please go ahead and drop a donation to Keith's his daughters, because he was a father of two. Everybody wants to talk about Renee. She was a mother. Yeah, well, guess what? Keith was a father of two little girls. You understand? And he was a good man. He was a good man. You understand? And the community loved him. But because his skin is dark, y'all are just, and that shit ain't cool. That shit is not cool. And that shit pisses me the fuck off. Okay? Now, what I will say is that before I came live up on this show, I found out, because I'm always, looking through the news, trying to see if there was any updates, because that's the other thing that was pissing me off, is we all knew Jonathan Ross, right? We knew his name, right? We knew about him immediately. But Keith Porter's, the ICE agent that murdered him, we didn't know who his name was. We didn't know anything about this person until today, okay? He has been identified, okay? The suspect in this murder is Brian Palacios. I'm going to spell it because I don't know that I fucking pronounced it right. It's Palacios. Okay, first name Brian, Brian. Okay? So, this motherfucker, y'all want to hear this? This motherfucker has been documented. It's been documented that he's been accused of whipping his son with a belt, throwing around homophobic slurs, and making racist remarks about black and Latino folks. Tell me again that ICE is not the slave patrol. Tell me again that these motherfuckers aren't the KKK that took off their motherfucking hoods and traded it for a motherfucking mask, because they wear a mask because they're motherfucking cowards. And I said it, and I will say it again, and I say it to their fucking faces. Okay? They're fucking cowards. If you stand by what you do, you love what you do, like I do, your face is out there. You understand? But y'all coward bitches. You understand? But yeah, that's that motherfucker's name. This is my expectation. Is his name Brian? His name needs to be out there just as much as Jonathan Ross. You understand? This motherfucker needs to be known. You understand? His picture needs to be out there. You understand? And he can't sit there and hide. Okay? We ain't gonna let that happen. We're gonna make sure that he has every fucking day that he deserves. And you understand? Until that motherfucker is arrested, you understand, and charged with the murder of Keith Porter, who was an innocent black man. Do you understand? I posted about this on Threads and on my Substack before I came on the show. And if you are on either platform, you need to elevate it. You need to tell everybody that you know about what happened to Keith Porter. You understand? And who the suspect is. You know I gotta say suspect. Okay? You understand? And again, tell me again that these people aren't fucking white supremacists. That's all they did is they fucking gave them a fucking license to kill. You understand? Because even Jonathan Ross fucking literally executed that woman, right? We all saw that. That car did not hit him. Internal bleeding my fat black ass. You understand? Okay, he executed her. And that motherfucker has a GoFundMe that raised over $1 million. I reported it. I told my community to report it. I mean, the GoFundMe is illegal. I mean, I don't fucking understand that because, again, they actually have a clause within the GoFundMe, of which I shared on Instagram, that says that, you know, they can't raise money, they can't make money off of a crime, right? And not only that, it is defamation of character because the shit that they're saying about Renee Good is not fucking true. You understand? So I hope that motherfucker doesn't get a penny of that. And if this is the first time you're hearing about it, like I said, hit up my social media, report the GoFundMe. All right, don't give up. Don't just say, oh, well, it's okay. No, you got to fucking do something, okay? You got to fucking do something. So I need you to make sure that you're talking about Keith just as much as you're talking about Renee. You understand? And when you see Renee's name, make sure you throw Keith's name out there too. You understand? I hope you all listen to me. Okay? And what I will say about Keith Porter is to rest in power, King. And we got you. And we're going to make sure that justice is served because your life mattered. You understand? All right, y'all. Blast from my news segment is going to be Greenland. Teeny Weeny is on a mission to try to take Greenland. This motherfucker is out of his mind. He wants to attack an allied country. You have NATO. You have all these countries in NATO that are coming, right, to the aid of Greenland. This motherfucker I just heard wants to now put a tariff on Denmark and a few other, UK, a few other of these countries, right? Because he's too fucking stupid to realize that the tariffs do not impact those countries. They're going to hit Americans whose grocery bills have now gone up $300. And that motherfucker is telling you to eat a piece of chicken with a piece of broccoli and a tortilla chip while he has a motherfucking gold ballroom. So y'all have to understand something. If this happens, America is fucked. Do you understand that? You understand that? There's going to be shoot first, ask questions later. There will be retaliation, and retaliation doesn't have to always come in the form of a bomb. They can hit us. They can hit infrastructure. They can hit financial shit. You understand? So, and again, our government is fucking useless. The fact that people think that the Democrats are going to come save us, ain't they going to do shit? The Democrats are fucking complicit. You understand? This motherfucker is a convicted felon. He's a child rapist. Okay? He broke in and out international law when he bombed Venezuela. You understand? Yet he's still sitting in the fucking White House. Why? Because he's white and he's protecting whiteness, right? And also because half of these motherfuckers are probably up in those Epstein files, so they're all protecting their own ass. You understand? So this is a problem. You understand? What's happening in America is a problem. And y'all are not angry enough. Y'all are not scared enough. And when I say scared, I ain't talking about white people scared. When they get scared, they sit in their house. Oh, I'm talking about that scared that fuels you, right? That gets you up on those streets, right? That has you causing disruption. You understand? Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And when I say y'all, I'm talking to white people because this is your motherfucking monster. You created this monster. Get off your motherfucking asses and do it. And go do something about it. Like, I can't. So I'll keep you all updated on Greenland, you know, as this shit unfolds. But for fuck's sake, like, and then you know what though, before I move on to my next segment, you know what pisses me off too is that it has been reported that the citizens, people living in Greenland, now have immense anxiety because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know if they're going to wake up to their country being attacked. It's like, What the fuck? This man, I don't even call him man, this fucking cretin is out here destroying everything and everyone. But because whiteness matters so much to white Americans, everyone's just sitting there like, and then again, look into a government that allowed that motherfucker to get in to the White House. Are y'all good? Y'all know he didn't win, right? Because again, statistically impossible for him to have taken all of those swing states. So we know he didn't win. But what did the Democrats do? They fucking laid over. They didn't contest anything. They didn't do anything about it. And they're still not doing anything about it. Fuck. They actually vote alongside the Republicans for a lot of really fucked up bills. So pull your heads out of your asses, wake up, and understand that the only thing that's going to change this country is a fucking revolution led by white people. Can you do it? No, but you should. All right, so that was my news segment. I went a little bit over my allotted time, but that's okay. So the next segment that I'm going to talk about today is called They Ain't Shit. And the first person that ain't shit is Jimmy Kimmel. I am so motherfucking sick. So motherfucking sick of listening to that motherfucker collect accolades. Especially from my own community, because he used blackface to impersonate several black celebrities like Karl Malone, Calvin. Y'all know who Calvin is. We don't call him Snoop, right? Calvin. And Oprah. Okay? I don't give a shit that he issued an apology. You want to know why? Because he issued an apology so that way he could continue on and try to become famous. You understand? What I mean by famous is to continue on with his career. That's the only reason why anyone that's sorry, first of all, wouldn't fucking do it. Second of all, he did it more than once, y'all. But because he's white and he's anti-Trump, y'all giving him a pass. And this is this blind celebrity worship. You put this, all your fucking eggs in one kind. All these, these celebrities, they don't give a shit about you. Not one fucking shit. You understand? All these celebrities, all their money, all their fame, all the money and their fame comes with power, comes with responsibility. What are they doing? They're going to award shows to collect awards so they can congratulate each other on how amazing they are. Are you guys good? Are y'all paying attention? Because holy shit. So that's what I gotta say. Jimmy Kimmel ain't fucking shit, y'all. He ain't shit. You wanna know who else ain't shit? Gavin Newsom. That motherfucker ain't shit. And I've been saying this for fucking months. I've been saying this for months, that I would never vote for another white man. And then I've been saying for months that Gavin Newsom definitely is not anybody that anyone should be fucking voting for. And he still ain't shit. First of all, you remember what he said after Charlie Kirk got his throat shot out? He also went on a Charlie Kirk podcast. Yep. And he just had a recent interview with a racist right winger and backtracked on that whole ICE thing. Oh no, we don't need to defund ICE, blah, 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 blah. That motherfucker is not for us. That motherfucker is just like every other white man. And the reason why white people like him is because he'll bring back the status quo for white people. So they drool over him. And that's what white people want. Don't get it twisted. When they're out there and their little gatherings, I call them gatherings because that's what they are. They ain't protest, okay? You don't fucking wear blow up suits. You don't fucking have bouncy houses at protests. No, they're at these little social gatherings with their Starbucks coffee, with their fucking signs that they got from fucking Target, because you know they're still shopping there. So they're at these fucking gatherings. You want to know why? They're out there to bring back the status quo. They want the country back to, quote unquote, the way it was. So that way they don't have to suffer. They don't give a shit about us. And neither does he. He won't do shit for black people. You understand? So you want to know what? Gavin Newsom ain't shit. You want to know what else ain't shit? ICE. ICE ain't shit. They're a bunch of fucking cowards, like I said. And don't be comparing them to Hitler and the Nazis. Nah. They are the modern day slave patrol. Remember, Hitler was inspired by America. You understand? He got his playbook from us. You understand? And These motherfuckers are trying to ethnically cleanse America. Do you understand? Because if they were going after all immigrants, there'd be more white immigrants. Because guess what? There's white immigrants in America too. So here we are with these motherfuckers armed with fucking masks, right? Just like those white hoods, they got these masks running around terrorizing brown and black people. Ripping apart families, watching children scream and cry as they literally abuse and assault their parents in front of their eyes. And then I will guarantee you that if you looked up those ICE agents, the reason why they have their name, their masks on, the reason why they don't want their names out there is because they're fucking pedophiles. I fucking promise you, go look at a sex offender registry. I bet guarantee half of ICE is on there. And those poor babies that are missing, I guarantee you they're being sex trafficked. Guarantee it. ICE ain't shit. ICE ain't shit, but the stereotypical, that white man, that's all they are. They're that white fucking man that fits the mold, right? Violent, pedophilic, cowards. Because only cowards hide their faces. How can you be proud of what you're doing? And you're around a mask because you're a fucking punk ass bitch. And the thing is they know that when they hit the streets, white people aren't going to do it because you're not. White men are sitting there watching as women are being manhandled by these ICE agents and they're fucking recording. They're fucking recording on the phone. Bitch, put down your fucking phone. Do something. Stand up to them. Like, what are you doing? You understand? And now the Black Panthers have entered, right? They have entered. And now all these white people trying to act fucking goofy. Can I join the Black? Bitch, no, you cannot join the Black Panthers. Are you good? Now you want to stand behind the armed black man, the same armed black man that you would be arguing they shouldn't even have a gun. Right? The same fucking black people that you would cross the street if they were walking on the same side as you. Now you want to be, fuck you. Why? Because you know your men are two pussy ass bitches and they won't do shit. That's why. So now you want to lean on our brothers to go out there. Y'all got some fucking nerve colonizing everything. Colonizing everything. Nah, White Panthers was a thing. Do that. Start your own fucking organization. Do your own work. Arm yourselves. When I put out there that, you know, why don't white people go ahead? They love their Second Amendment so much. Why don't they arm themselves? All the shit that I got back for saying that. Those same motherfuckers are out there then applauding, oh, the Black Panthers, the Black Panthers. Y'all are ridiculous. Y'all got something wrong in your fucking brains. I think it's the incestuous genes. I gotta say it. I think it is. I think because in the DNA of white folks, there's so much incest going on that y'all, the brains aren't right because that's why black people are built differently. I swear to God, that's one of the factors. I swear to God. But look, then you sit here and you have these ICE agents who, again, I am convinced they are, I mean, we know now, right? Because the list was released. We know one of them is one of the fucking Proud Boys, right? We know these people are the bottom of the fucking barrel, the bottom of the motherfucking barrel, right? Racist scum, right? Racist fucking scum. And what does fucking Chuck Schumer, what does Congress say? What do they say? Oh, they need to be trained. No, they need to be abolished. Are y'all good? I gotta take a sip of my water because sit there saying that they need to be trained. So I'm gonna read this to you. Did you miss the memo that the trained American Slave Patrol, because that's what I'm gonna call them, the Slave Patrol, so we're talking about cops, execute a fucking large number of people? Do you know in 2024 they killed 1,173 people? Now let's look at another country. Okay, let's look at the Netherlands. Okay, the police in 2024 fired just 13 bullets the entire year, taking no lives. You understand? The Slave Patrol shoots to kill. The Slave Patrol has one motherfucking purpose, and now you're gonna sit here? The Slave Patrol is who killed Breonna Taylor, right? Who took our sister from us. The Slave Patrol kills our babies. Do you understand? And you're gonna say, we're gonna train them to do what? to be more coordinated killers? Are y'all fucking good? I don't think you are. I really, really don't. I really don't. Because after you abolish ICE, you also need to abolish the slave patrol. The slave patrol, you understand? Because the police are just as fucking useless. Because what are they doing in Minnesota? They ain't doing shit. They ain't doing shit. We pay their bills. Y'all pay their bills, right? And your taxes, they literally work for you. And they ain't doing shit to help. And Tim Waltz up there, oh yeah, keep the peace. Keep the fuck you and keep the peace. All white people are the same. Keep the peace. Keep the peace. The fuck? Show me one fascist regime that has been taken down peacefully. And here's the thing, as soon as I say that, white people, because y'all are violent by fucking nature. Y'all are violent by nature. Oh my God. There is other ways that I'm not, you don't have to necessarily go out there and start fighting people and no. It's called disruption. Do you understand? It's called general strikes and not, oh, I'm going to have one on January 23rd in one city, in one state. Ho. No, that ain't it. It's every fucking day. You can't beat fascism while you're sitting at work, stupid. You understand? Y'all own guns, right? It's your right. It's your Second Amendment right. Wear them. Show them. Walk outside. Y'all want to, oh, the Black Panthers, watch what they're doing and fucking replicate it, dummy. I literally can't. But ICE ain't shit. The reason why they have so much power right now is because white people are so fucking pathetic. Because white men are recording while black men are standing 10 toes down with legally carrying firearms to stand 10 toes down, showing them that we aren't afraid of you motherfuckers. You all work for us. And what? Well, I don't want to have to, lose my job. I could get in a lot of trouble for this. And what? We can't? We can't? Y'all are goofy. But I will tell you, ICE ain't shit. ICE ain't fucking shit. Sorry, that shit pisses me off. All right. Perfect segue to my next segment, which is called Things That Piss Me Off About America. Hate speech being protected. That shit pisses me off. Hate speech should not be protected under freedom of speech. Literally, every day that I go on Substack, I am being called a nigger. I get messages, direct messages. I get it left on comments, okay? A couple of weeks ago on Threads, I had an individual by the name of Dylan. He's up on my wall of hate. You remember on my website, Exposing the Hate? He's up there. He sent me this fucking loaded, racially driven message. And then he proceeded to harass me on my social media after I restricted him. Okay? Dylan lived in Canada. Do not get it twisted. In America, they have you thinking that there's, hate speech is just, oh my God, there's nothing you can do. But no, there's other countries like Canada who take hate speech very seriously. I reported Dylan. Dylan broke 3 Canadian laws. Do you understand? 3 Canadian laws for his racial terrorism against me. And I reached out and I filed a police report I reported it in Canada, and I spoke to what is the equivalent of the sheriff in Canada to help track him down so that they could bring him to justice. You understand? So the fact that America allows hate speech, and don't be stupid. Well, how do you define hate speech? You know exactly how you fucking define hate speech. Do you understand? The fact that it's protected as freedom of speech pisses me the fuck off. The fact that I am on social media and the fact that they can build algorithms to do anything, to suppress, to do anything they want, but they can't build one to catch somebody calling someone a nigger. They can't build one like on Substack where the person who reached out to me had a fucking swastika as a goddamn profile picture. You can't prevent this shit. You can't do anything about it. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit because at the end of the day, everything is run by white supremacists. You can yell, oh, why are you on Meta? Why are you on this? What the fuck am I supposed to? The question isn't why am I on it? The question is why do white supremacists run these platforms? Why are they allowed to run these platforms? Why do y'all blame the victims all the time? You understand? And that shit pisses me off. It shouldn't be protected. You understand? And the reason why these motherfuckers do this, the reason why you see them out at the store yelling at black people, calling them nigger, doing all this stuff is because they haven't been punched in the face enough. Point blank fucking period. If these motherfuckers were punched flat in the fucking face and knocked the fuck out, they wouldn't keep acting a fool. Other thing that pisses me off, clinging to voting. Y'all are fucking weird in this country. Weird motherfuckers. Elections will only help if they aren't corrupted. Our election process is corrupted beyond repair right now. How can we trust voting when the Voting Rights Act has been gutted? How can we count on elections when they're bought and paid for by the racist white elite? The system is rigged. And we know this from the last election. We know this. We know that motherfucker did not win. We understand this. But now y'all are like, oh, well, the midterms. Are you good? First of all, he's going to do everything in his power to prevent the midterms. Then Musk will go ahead and steal the midterms like he did the election. Why do y'all think that these elections are going to save you? They're not. And you're going to wait? You're going to wait until the midterms? You really, really think that you're going to be able to survive until then? Do you understand the state of this country? And it's only going to get worse. And you think the Democrats, oh, if it's all blue, it's a blue wave. They ain't going to do shit. I fucking promise you. I promise you. They won't do shit. Another thing that pisses me off is white people saying, this is not the America. I know. Bitch, stop. Stop saying that shit. It is extremely insensitive to black Americans. Are you all good? This isn't the country. This isn't what I know. Way to tell us about your ignorant white privilege. Open a fucking history book. This is exactly the country that black people know. We already know what it's like to leave the house and to not know if you're going to come back. This is business as usual for us. But now y'all are scared because the white woman got shot in the face. And now you know, oh my goodness, I could also get shot in the face. No fucking shit. You're too stupid to realize that racism has been fucking with you for fucking years. That's why you don't have health care. That's why you have health insurance but are paying a $2,000 MRI bill because of racism. And I could go on and on and on, but y'all don't see it. But now that the white woman was shot in the face, now you understand. And now you're scared. And now because you're scared, this isn't the America, you know, cut the shit. And the thing that pisses me off even more is even after black people tell you to cut the shit, we tell you not to say shit. Then you go out and you say it. And then you get your asses cussed out. And then we're the bad guys. You have like white Americans have like no critical thinking. And like I said, it goes back to that individualism. All y'all can think about is yourselves. You don't have any empathy. So you can't look out here and to think, you know what, this may not be the America I as a white person have experienced before. But this is certainly the America that indigenous people know, that black people know, that brown people know. I mean, for fuck's sake, stop saying it. The other thing that pisses me off, I don't got that much time left. I'm going to say this, I don't even got it written down, is a motherfucker saying, say her name for Renee Good. Don't say that. Don't fucking say that. I have wrote a whole motherfucking article. Long story short, that was coined by our community, for our community. It was coined because Black women do not get the same media attention as even Black men when we have been murdered by the police. It has a very specific meaning. And even after we explain it to y'all, white women still want to try to colonize it, still want to sit there and think that you don't, it's not yours. And if you want a bigger history lesson on it, I have it pinned to my motherfucking threads. You don't say it. And guess what? You also don't say it for Black men, okay? Because then you're taken away from the Black women. Again, it's for Black women. You understand? You enjoying tonight's show? Have you been checking out my website? Because you should. www.jackiesacademy.com, right? That shit has so much educational material that I should be charging for it, but I don't. You understand? Free educational resources, everything from finance to Black history to project management to leadership. Hit it up. All right. Scams, I'm looking at my time. Scams of the USA. That's my next topic. And we're just going to make this one probably a little bit quick because I want to end tonight with some Black history highlights, okay? So, scams of the US is insurance. And when I talk about insurance, I'm talking about health insurance, I'm talking about car insurance, I'm talking about homeowners insurance. All a motherfucking scam. Why? Because you were paying into a system. You were literally paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars into a system, right? For insurance to protect you. So if something happens to you, right, you've already paid into it. They're going to, all the money, your money is going to then be used to pay. Nope, because then you end up with a $5,000 MRI bill. Or you end up with, like what happened to my daughter when she had an asthma attack and she ended up in the hospital. And then a resident, and I work in healthcare, so I used to work in healthcare, so I knew this shit, but a resident who was not on her insurance, or the resident did not accept her insurance. He came into the room, shook my husband's hand, did not even examine my daughter, okay? We had no idea that he was out of network. We didn't even know who the fuck he was. You understand? Left, and then we got a $786 bill for that. You understand? Car insurance, the same fucking thing. I have not had an accident for fucking years. Years. So at the end of the year, can I get my money back? Oh, no, I can't, right? I can't get my money back. And then if I get into an accident, all that money that I paid into the system don't matter. Because my insurance is going to go up. Why the fuck is my insurance going up when you had the money? My insurance can go up after all my money that I paid in is gone. But if it's not, what the fuck is my insurance going up for? Healthcare is a right, not a privilege. And anytime you are giving money into the system, you should be reaping the fucking rewards of you should not be getting bills. You understand? Insurance is one of the biggest fucking scams in this motherfucking country. And the same thing goes with homeowners insurance because it's generally the same as fucking car insurance. You pay all your homeowners insurance, you don't submit a claim, do you get the money back? No. But then if you try to submit a claim, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? You're going to have to pay more in homeowners insurance. Like, what the fuck? What are they doing with all that money? We all know what they're doing with the money, but what the fuck? It's a fucking scam. And look at other countries. Look at other countries. Okay? America ain't shit. And people need to open their motherfucking eyes and understand that actually America is one big fucking scam. All right. So I want to close out tonight's show with a little bit of positivity because right now, shit ain't good. And it's hard. And that feeling of defeat is real. But we're going to take a moment and we're going to talk about some Black history and I'm going to make you smile. So, I suspect that y'all have heard of the Tuskegee Airmen, right? Y'all heard of them. But do you know the name of the Black man that made it possible? I'm gonna give you. I feel like I'm on my Blue's Clues, where I'm gonna say it and you guys are gonna yell at the screen. um, so his name is John C. Robinson. So John C. Robinson, as a young boy in Mississippi, he saw what they called at the time an aeroplane. Okay, he saw it, and just like most of Mississippi, no one's ever seen one before. As soon as he saw it as a young child, he knew he wanted to be a pilot. So what did he do? He applied to Curtis Wright Aeronautical University, but they didn't accept Black people. So what did he do? He took a job as a janitor, and he sat in on classes and he read the discarded papers of the students. And then, you know what he did? Him and his friends started the Challenger Sir Pilots Association. Okay? To bring together Black people who wanted to learn about aviation. He then opened a flight school to train Black pilots, which led to the creation of who? The Tuskegee Airmen. Like, this dude's dope. Did you hear about him? Because the thing is what gets me is, like, we hear about the Tuskegee Airmen, but I swear, like, you don't hear about the reason why the Tuskegee Airmen were even able to be. Like, they might have not even existed if it wasn't for this dude who, again, like, our people, like I said this before, white people get told no when they go sit in the corner and cry. Black people get told no when they find another fucking way to do it. And John C. Robinson is like literally the epitome of that. They said no, and then what happened? He said, okay, I'll do it myself. He started his own motherfucking thing, and then guess what? Curtis Wright, that school, they looped it back. They looped back around, okay? And they wanted him back. And there's so much more to his story. And guess where it is? It's on my Substack. I wrote a whole motherfucking article about him, like I always do, right? And if you pay for a subscription, which you should, because you should be supporting me, right? Because free labor for Black women, not a thing, right? I give you a lot of more cool facts about him. And some of it has to do with Ethiopia, because he believed, much like Malcolm X, that we are to protect Black people around the world. So this motherfucker went to Ethiopia and he did some pretty cool shit. So you should go read about him. All right. So that's one of my first Black history highlights. I get so excited about these stories, y'all, because like every time I'm sitting here and I'm writing and I look at my husband and I'm like, this is what this motherfucker did. Like, and it's always dope as shit. And like I said, like, it's like our people, like we're built differently, and like no doesn't mean no. And like he said they shut, it's not the exact quote, but he said like they wouldn't let me in the front door, so he went in the back door. Like that shit's cool. That shit's cool. All right, so my next Black history highlight before I wrap up tonight's show is Claudette Colvin. So I don't know if you've heard her name, but she was a key figure in the civil rights movement, and she passed away on January 13th. She made headlines at just 15 when she refused to give up her bus seat to a white passenger in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955. So Colvin's bravery came 9 months before Rosa Parks. And this is the key that people don't usually know, it was what she did was just as legally significant because she became a plaintiff in Browder versus Gale. Okay? And that case is what stopped, right? What ended segregation. But here's the key. Another thing. Why was she less recognized? And that's because of what I like to call, what people like to call, what everybody call, I don't know, respectability politics. So she was a teenager. She had dark skin. She was from a working class background, and she was pregnant and unmarried. So the leaders of the time wanted a different face. So that's where Rosa Parks came in, because she was light-skinned and she was older. So the leaders said that she would be more accepted by the white people. So that's why Claudette's story remained hidden. Even her mother told her, let Rosa be the one. White people aren't going to bother Rosa. Her skin is lighter than yours, so they like her. So this goes back to colorism, right? And how Black people with darker skin were treated and perceived, to the point where this 15-year-old girl stood up and refused to give her seat at 15. And she was fierce. That's the other part too, is she was fierce and she was outspoken and she was not afraid. But they pushed her aside because of her dark skin, because of her age, because she was pregnant and unmarried, and they thought that that would be used against her by the white people. And we all know that it would have, right? Because shadeism, colorism, that shit's real, right? That shit's real. And as a result, this beautiful human story is not, or rarely, associated with that desegregation that happened. Instead, we hear about Rosa Parks. So the next time you hear about Rosa Parks, think about Claudette Colvin. Remember her story and tell her story. That's the thing. Just like with John C. Robinson, don't just listen to me, right? Repeat the story. When someone says about the Tuskegee Airmen, what do you say? Hey, do you know why the Tuskegee Airmen were even able to be? Well, there's this brother called John C. Robinson. You know what he did? Reference my Substack if you need to. You know what I'm saying? Take fucking notes and then tell those stories. Because telling those stories, Black joy, our smile, our pride, that is resistance. That's why they suppress me. Because not only am I, unapologetic in the fact that I'm going to tell a white person exactly what the fuck is going on and that I am a threat to white supremacy, I also educate. I'm educating on material that they try to hide from you, and they try to hide from you for a reason. And I'm not even just talking about Black history. I'm talking about one of the recent articles that I posted was on the FICO score. And I broke it down for you so you understand exactly what that score, it's a credit score, what it is, what it means, and how to raise it. We all know that credit scores are fucking racist as shit, but we also know that in America, they're very important. So you need that information, and they ain't gonna fucking teach it to you. Instead, they're gonna teach you cursive. They're gonna indoctrinate you into the white supremacy system. You understand? So I'm going to educate you on that, and that's why they suppress me. They don't want these stories known. You understand? They don't want you to know about John C. Robinson. Why? Because then it makes us uppity niggers, right? It makes us think that we're better than we are. It gives us that confidence. You understand? You understand? But we should have that confidence because these are our ancestors and their blood flows within us. That's why we are as great as we are. And I am here to tell you their stories, and I'm going to be bringing these stories. I'm going to be bringing in these stories every week. You understand? I put them on here. I'm going to put them on my website. I'm going to put them on my Substack. I'm going to put them everywhere. Because while all this shit is going on, it is important. It's so important for us to remember where we came from, who we came from, what blood flows in our DNA. Do you understand? Do you understand? And that's why I push my Substack so much, right? I definitely want you to pay for a Substack subscription because it helps me out, right? Because again, this is my job and I don't make any money off of my threads. I don't make any money off of Instagram, and I don't make any money right now off of this show. And I'm okay with that because I am here, right? For you, for the community, to give back to you. This is why I am here. But Substack is how I make some money. So that'd be dope. But there's a lot of free stuff on there. That FICO stuff that I'm talking about, free. But the other thing I have on there is gardening. because I want to bring us back to our roots. I have a whole gardening community on there to help people learn the terminology, when to start gardening, how to start gardening, and then tying it back to our roots. Because again, our ancestors grew their own food. They understood. Ida B. Wells understood the importance of food sustainability, right? And that's what we need. We need food sustainability. We need financial independence. And we can do all of that with the education. And we can do all of that, which is what I'm trying to equip you with. We don't need this fucking government. We don't have to rely on them for shit. We can rely on our community. And that is what I'm here for, to bring you the resources that our community needs to say fuck you to the white man, because they're trying to hide all this shit from us, right? But I broke that ceiling, right? I was out there in corporate America. You understand? I know leadership. I know project management. You understand? And I'm an educator. You understand? And I'm giving it all back to you. That's why they don't fucking like me. That's why they suppress me. Do you understand? I'm a fucking threat. I'm a threat to white supremacy. And I remind them of Malcolm X, because why didn't they like him? Because he empowered our people. And there's nothing more scary to white supremacy than an empowered Black woman or man. Do you understand? And that's what we are. Remember the story of John C. Robinson. And I'm going to bring you more. Remember Claudette Colvin, 15 and then pushed aside because his skin was dark. You understand? So that's my show, and I hope you enjoyed it. I love being back. I love doing this. I hope you had fun. Again, I want you to make sure that you go on YouTube. You go on there, you subscribe to Jackie Yaps a Lot. You go in and watch my videos, like them, share them. Tonight's episode will be on YouTube tomorrow at 9 a.m. EST. I will be back next Saturday with a fresh episode for you, and every Saturday thereafter until this season's over. I don't know how many episodes I'll do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And that's it, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Again, tell your friends about this show. Go hit up my Substack. Subscribe. If you can purchase a subscription, please do that as well. Follow me on Threads. Your girl just hit 30.7K. And that shit makes me happy because they suppress me so fucking much. But I have a dope community over there who elevates my shit and helps me amplify my voice. Remember Keith Porter. Make sure that Brian motherfucker's name is out there. Go share that shit. You understand? Stay safe. I'm going to tell my Black people, stay home. Stay safe. And remember, Black joy is part of the resistance. Much love, y'all. Until next week.